This is AOPA Australia Live. Welcome back to the studio here at the 2017 Australian International Air Show. I'm here with Craig Morrison from the Benalla Aviation Museum. Craig, welcome.
Thank you.
Well, the Benalla Aviation Museum, before we go on and talk about that, let's talk about your flying. And of course, you're a student pilot and not far off first solo.
Yeah, that's correct. I've in the proceeds of doing that, I'm at 6.7 hours and an hour off virtually going solo. So hit the ground pretty well running with it. And totally love it. It's a great way to see the country and just an amazing feeling being up in the sky.
Now, it's no new thing for you either. It's aviation's in your blood. You've actually grown up in an aviation culture.
Yeah, that's correct. I was born on the RAF base in Malaya, born around the Mirages and the Sabres over there. So my first flight was in a DC-3 when I was 8 months old, and from there I've been flying in everything that's military and also civilian planes as well. So it's quite a great way to be brought up in.
And I suppose being involved with an aviation museum now, particularly in an area as rich in aviation history as Benalla is, that part of central Victoria, you'd have the opportunity to be doing some flying in some pretty unique aircraft as you transition through to your first solo.
Yeah, well, it's a great area and it's a great way to sort of remember the guys that actually flew for our country, where we're based and everything, and being able to fly military airplanes as well is a huge rush as well, and just an amazing feeling to get into the old things where pilots cut their teeth to learn how to fly, and the Warbirds is just something that I've in my blood and I love to fly them. So in the proceeds of doing my solo as a normal pilot, I'm also doing the endorsement in Warbirds as well, so it's a great balance. It's
really a great opportunity when you're setting up the museum there, and of course, paying homage to our history in aviation. Obviously, you're seeing a lot of younger people coming through and through that showing some interest in flight.
Yeah, we do actually. It's good that they do, and it's a great way, and it needs to happen so people know that there's history there, and keep the history alive, keep the planes flying, and keep the aviation history up and going, sort of thing, and keeping it in the air. It's a really good thing that we should keep it going. You see in America just pushes so much into their aviation world and sort of thing, and we should be aspired to be like them. It's just an amazing way that what they see in the past and going into the future for aviation.
Oh, for sure, absolutely. Well, speaking of the museum in Benalla, that's in central Victoria, for those who might not know where it is. Yep, you're watching. A beautiful part of the world. Now tell us about some of the aircraft that you've got stabled there.
So in the museum itself at the moment we have the 3 operational aircrafts. We have a 1956 Windshield, which is a training plane, Australian built and designed. We have a Chinese Nanchang, and we have a Moth Miner, which is quite a rare bird. She's one of 2 flying in Australia at the moment. It was a full restoration project, so she's as fresh as can be. Then static planes, we have a Nomad that we're restoring as well, another Australian aircraft, and we're also in the proceeds of restoring a Tiger Moth as a memorial piece to remember the pilots that trained there as 11 FTS in World War II. It won't fly, but it'll be a complete running static and done to how it was back in the day there, so to remember those guys that went off to war for us.
Now you're based on the airport field there at Benalla?
Yes, we are. We actually ride in on the airfield. We're in one of the original Bellman hangars that's still there from the war, so it's actually quite fitting for our museum, what we've got there, how we're pushing to remember the guys that trained there and everything in the war, and also it's good for the Tiger to be in one of its original homes and everything, so yeah, it's quite good.
Well, we'd certainly encourage all AOPA members to stop by. Now, if you're driving up the Hume Highway between Melbourne and Sydney, you can see the airport right from the freeway, can't you? So
pretty much,
no
yes,
yep. No worries. And Craig, do you have a website for the museum?
Yes, we have the website, and we also have the Facebook page as well on there, and it lists all updates, what we're doing, and what we're hoping, and up and coming events and everything as well, so yeah.
No worries. All right. Well, we'll certainly send people that way, and of course to your social media feeds as well. Craig, thanks very much for joining us.
No worries. Thanks very much.